Your headline must prove big value in very few words. Hi, I'm Jamie Gorman, host of Be Better at Business TV, and I'm here this morning with professional copywriter, professional author Susan McCorkindale, and we're going to be discussing how a great headline, email subject line, or tagline will help you present the value of your business. Good morning, Susan.
Hi, Jamie.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about, writing your own copy, but, really, for most of us as we go forward and as we grow, we need to bring in some professionals in a lot of areas, and copywriting is one of those. So, what questions should I ask, when I'm trying to find somebody, an advertising rep or somebody that can write the copy, or more importantly, what should I expect them to ask me as a business owner or as a marketing director?
Good, those are good. If you're going to go looking for a copywriter, you might want to look at your particular specialty. So if you are you're a doctor and you have some sort of a podiatrist, you're a foot doctor, you might want to look for somebody who's got medical background, who writes for the medical profession. If you make wine, you might want to look for somebody who understands the wine industry and has written ads for the wine industry. But that being said, if you're a good copywriter, you're a good copywriter. It doesn't really, it's the same thing as being in sales. If you're a good salesperson, it doesn't matter, like for me personally, right, it doesn't matter if I'm back-selling Family Circle magazine or if I'm selling and raising money for Lord Fairfax Foundation. It doesn't matter. What matters is I'm good at it. I just can do it. So you can go looking for someone with experience, or you can just say, I just need a great copywriter, please let me see their work, and then when you meet this copywriter, to answer your second question, that person should say to you, Jamie, what's your business? Susan, my business is I'm a podiatrist, and I have a practice here in Gainesville. Okay, Jamie, why should I go to you? Why, Jamie? Why are you great? What makes you different, Jamie?
I relieve the foot pain, maybe.
Well, it doesn't matter. That copywriter's question has to be, what is your unique selling proposition, Dr. Jamie? That should be it. And then they need to listen to your answer. And they need to read whatever other stuff you've written and had, if you've done email blasts, to get into your head, your personality. Tell me about your practice. How many people come? Well, we have 300 patients, and I've been in practice now for 10 years, and I started out with just the parents, and now they bring me their kids. Really, Jamie, why do you think that is? Well, it goes beyond then that Jamie's a great podiatrist. Maybe Jamie's just a really nice guy, and he's comfortable to be around, and people will come to, and they refer, and there's a lot of stuff, but it's got to start off with, what's your USP? That person has to ask you that. If they don't, they're not your copywriter.
And so I imagine it has a lot to do, because you talk about, definitely if it's in the industry and they've had that effect, but it probably has a lot to do with the process of how they come up, right? How do you come up with the headlines?
Of course.
And you're asking, make sure they're asking about your audience, and they're asking about the value, and maybe even they want to talk to some of your customers and say, why did you choose them, and that type of thing. So a little bit of research. You say come up with a headline, I think you oversimplify, what it takes, but I think there's a lot of background in the research and understanding.
They need to understand your business, and they need to flat out ask you, what do you want to achieve? So now I get your USP, you're awesome, and you've had the most success in this particular type of surgery. Terrific, I get it. Okay, what do you, though, want to achieve now? Are we growing the business? Are we demonstrating some sort of community involvement? Or what are we doing? Did you just bring in a new piece of equipment you'd like to tell everybody about? You're the first in the area. What do you want to achieve? That's the next question. If they don't ask you that, then you don't even start a headline until I know what you want to do.
That's right.
Right? Why are we running this?
Absolutely, yep.
Right?
And what are you trying to accomplish?
What are you trying to accomplish?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Susan, I know that you're also an author.
Yes.
And your latest book is the 500 Acres and No Place to Hide.
No Place to Hide, yes.
Okay, that is your second book.
That's right.
Kind of in that series. Great stuff.
Thank you.
How does, writing headlines and copy, how does that translate to being the author of a book?
Well, I'll tell you. It worked really well for me, and I actually think it would help other people writing books. First of all, you always have to come up with chapter headlines. And they really should be catchy. And they can't be 10 words long, unless you're really goofing around. And I do have one or two in there that are funny and on purpose, but they should be, your chapter titles should catch the person. They should make them want to read it. Part of the reason to have the chapter titles is to pull them through the book. And, of course, if you're enjoying a book, it is pulling you through. You're going from one chapter to the next, the whole thing. So I think it's been very helpful that I was an advertising copywriter to begin with.
Because you're kind of going through here and you open up to the table of contents, and that's kind of your series of headlines
there
that's
you
going
go.
to catch your attention.
Sleepless in Sticksville.
Starting with the title
Yep,
and then
exactly.
right into the contents.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And the title, The 500 Acres and No Place to Hide, is more Confessions of a Counterfeit Farm Girl. And the first book, Confessions of a Counterfeit Farm Girl, was just the title of my blog.
Right.
And there I was just, venting about how confused I was, feeling like a fish out of water on a farm after having worked in New York City and lived in a suburb, etc. But it got attention because it was interesting. It connected with Confessions of a Counterfeit. This chick's a fake, and she's living on a farm. What's
and
that
she's admitting
about?
it.
And she's admitting it. So it got the whole, what's that about?
Right.
So that worked. So to your point of right from the title of the book, it benefited, I think, from the fact that I know how to cull it down to 5 words, 10, 10, 7, 5, what have you. And the flip side to that, of course, is that my editor's like, you need to give me 80,000 words. I'm like, yes, but I can say it in 60,000. And she's like, yeah, we can't slap a price tag on it like that, okay?
Let's see, 80,000 divided by 7 is what, 10,000?
Hey, I can do
have
it in
10,000 headlines,
words.
right?
Exactly. And she was like, no, Susan, we need a little bit more detail. Could you let us in? Thank you.
So that was kind of the challenge,
That
is
was
then putting the content behind that.
Huge. And I write humor, so
Right.
humor is not as much about writing it. It's about rewriting it. And when you're rewriting, you're taking the 10 words and bringing them down to 5.
Right.
The opening, the and the close, the
And then
the
you
final
got that
hit.
kind of that punchline
The
type
punchline
of thing and
has to
going
be
back.
bada bum. And you're not going with 10, 15 words there.
Right.
So she was like, we need 80,000 words. So that was tough. But I think it was hugely beneficial that I
Right.
had that training prior to writing those books.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're about out of time, but we've talked a lot about, showing your value with headlines through email subject lines and just your tagline, and really trying to get people's attention, because you just have a short amount of time to really make sure that you capture that attention amongst all the clutter. Susan, what other things are you up to these days? Let's talk a little bit about Susan.
Okay. Well, I'm working on a 3rd book,
Okay.
Which I'm late on. Apologies to my
Another 80,000 words?
agent. No,
Okay.
hopefully not. It'll be an ebook. We're
Oh,
going to
great,
go to an
okay.
ebook, and you can do it a little bit lighter. And I'm going to. I think I'm shooting for 30,000 words.
Okay, great.
So that's great.
So 3rd book.
I should finish that. That would be nice if
Yeah.
I finished that. My agent would be very happy. She could stop calling me and harassing me then. But I'm working on that. And I mentioned before, I do work for Lord Fairfax Community College.
Okay.
And I'm in the development office, which means I raise money for the foundation.
Okay.
So that supports scholarships and campus improvements and such. And I love it because it takes all of my marketing skills and my
Right.
ad copy skills. I get to use them and come up with, cool posters for fundraisers. You were at one for me
Yeah,
last
absolutely.
weekend. And, like I said, about letters that are important to just be written from the prospect's perspective.
Right.
And particularly when you're I'm finding with the community college environment, that if I can, tug at their heartstrings and talk
Absolutely.
to them about how the investment in the community is truly an investment in the community,
really
because
is.
a huge percentage of the college students who go to Lord Fairfax, they go off, they complete their degree, and they come back. They
Right.
bring their education and their commitment and their enthusiasm back to the community. So it's like, if I can roll that all in a letter
Absolutely.
or a piece, then I've done my job. And my ability to do that comes from the fact that I wrote ad copy for so long.
That's great.
So
I love the community college program in here in
It's a
Virginia. It's
great
very
school.
robust, and
Yep.
it's a great way for kids coming out of high school, or even some older adults, to kind of go back and really get
absolutely, get
the
retrained,
education.
or
Absolutely.
it's a huge value. I mean,
Yeah.
because you're putting people through college
Absolutely.
right now.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm up to. I'm writing and I'm fundraising for Lord Fairfax, and I think it's all good because I get to do this stuff too. I get to sometimes still do some ad copy, which is
Right.
awesome.
And then, so you still are doing the freelance
I do.
ad copy as
yeah,
well.
so when you don't do it yourself, just let me know.
Yeah, when you're ready to take that
When you're
next
ready to
step
take that
and make
next
it
step.
really effective
Well,
and go.
I think though, to your point though, there are certain things that certain times in a marketing plan or a business, the life of a business, when it is really important
Yes.
to bring somebody in. Also because you can wind up with a whole slew of stuff. You don't have to use it all now. You can roll it out. It can be evergreen, and and then you can go back in and work with it. It gives you a stronger foundation to work work from.
Absolutely.
You know, so that's a good reason to use a pro.
Right. Well, Susan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
Great.
inviting me.
Once again, I'm Jamie Gorman, the host of Be Better Business TV, and I'm also the CEO of Signet Business Management, and we provide business planning, marketing planning, meeting facilitation, really anything that helps you be better at business. And I hope that you're able to use this show today to go out and write better headlines, to show your value, and to just be better at business. Thank you.